What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's me, Bobby G, and I'm back with quite the exciting update in regards to Contraption Maker. Little did I know that towards the end of last month they gave a new update, and here's just some of the things that are new. They added an entirely new type of game called play blocks, and I haven't tried any yet, but I'm saving it for a video. But I think it's kind of like Angry Birds, where you're supposed to stack up some blocks and maybe knock them down, so I'm really interested to see what that's all about eventually. We got 10 new official puzzles, and they changed the layout of all the menus. It took me a little while to wrap my head around exactly what was going on, and they've also added some Steam achievements, which made me realize I think I've solved over 200 puzzles, so we've really been going at Contraption Maker pretty good for a while now, and I see no reason not to keep it on going. And one of the things I'd like to show you first of all is that they've broken up the puzzles into different sections now. If you remember from the past, it was, I believe, tutorial, easy, medium, and hard puzzles. Well, now there's, what is this, 9 different sections. If you just take a quick look, here's the tutorial puzzles that I think were still there. And lucky for me, I was really worried that this wouldn't be the case, but it is. They still are keeping track of all of the puzzles we've already solved. So I actually went through and took a look, at all of these sections to make sure we were going to start back at the right part. So with that said, we got finished this section, this section, this section, this one, and I believe this one as well. Let's just make sure. Yep. And I think I Like a Challenge was where they started to add the new puzzles. And if you can see here, we're going to have to kind of pick and choose the puzzles we're going to go from here on out. We're going to go solve from here on out, because you'll notice here's the number 1 puzzle, Candle Conundrum, is not solved, but a couple others in this section are. So I think the best plan of action is for us to just start with the I Like a Challenge section and go through and make sure we've completed all the new puzzles, and also complete the puzzles that we haven't yet completed that were already there. So if you're still with me through all of that explanation, let's try Candle Conundrum, folks. Let's give it a go. Let's see. It's been a little while since we've solved some puzzles, so I'm very excited to see what's in store for us. And the new update is just the cherry, the cherry on top. I almost said candy on top for some reason. So, okay. Anyway, light the candle and keep it lit for 3 seconds. Okay. Well, that does sound like a conundrum. Huh. Well, as we always say, folks, what are the moving pieces here? And the moving pieces, well, not a whole lot. We got 1 green laser and a fan. And the fan is being turned on because the green laser is hitting the receptacle. So, alright, well, geez, this is a bit of a situation to stare at here. I can only assume, and hey, I think that might be new as well. I don't know if they've ever given you a line of sight on a falling object before, so that's kind of interesting. The bowling ball looks like it probably will hit this switch here, which will then at least most likely be utilized by this light bulb, and maybe power the solar generator here. And what will that do for us? That will power this laser, which looks like the beam will get split and probably go up onto this fan here. So why don't we just see if we have that much going, and we do. Okay, so the point of the puzzle here is to keep the candle lit for 3 seconds, I believe it was. So how are we going to do that exactly? How are we going to do that? Do we have a purple laser here anywhere? There's a purple receptacle. Well, one of the things here, of course, is the fact that we have a blue and red laser. Well, that will certainly give us purple somehow. But how exactly? That is the question. How exactly? And that's not running. The hamster is not running at the start of all of this. So how is this ever going to be powered on? That's the first question I have. And okay, well, it seems like a couple things are. This one is pretty darn interesting here. So what we can do is stop this fan. I have an inkling that we're going to have to stop one of the fans because the poor candle is going to have to stay lit somehow. It's going to have to stay lit somehow, ladies and gentlemen. But what exactly is the next step here? What exactly could be the next step? I really am not sure how this purple laser is going to get into the mix here, if that makes any sense. Let's see. And I don't even know how this missile is going to get lit, to be quite honest. Well, one of the things, of course, we can try is taking one of our magnifying glasses here, and maybe we can get the rocket lit just from that. Let's see. I was very much so hoping that this missile, this isn't a rocket anymore. It's a missile. So that will actually, okay, see, that's something new, I think. I don't think we've ever seen an actual missile which will seemingly explode whatever it runs into, at least if it's able to be blown up. So, alright, well, that answers a portion of our question. That answers a portion of our question, folks, and what will we do here? If we can get these two lasers to combine into purple, and I think this is a laser mixer, yes, so perhaps we will get purple. Not quite, but only because our positioning on the reflector there wasn't just perfect. And there, look at that. So there we have it. There we have it, and we can, well, what is this thing again? I always get confused. This color block will light up as long as it's turned on. But what is there to turn it on? Not a whole lot, really. I think maybe they just wanted to use up one of the receptacles. That's my guess, anyway. But what does that give us then? What does that mean for us in going forward? Yeah, I'm really not too sure just yet. We can at least get a light, maybe to power this and also light the candle at the same time. Let's see if we can get that much going. Okay, well, it's obvious that the candle will not light just because it's probably too close to this fan. So what is that doing for us exactly? Not too much. So how do we either get this going? Oh, look at that. Well, okay, that actually might be our answer right here. We have one of these rotors that should, in theory, get this candle to go somewhere. Let's see. Let's see what we got going here. And okay, there's the candle. It's lit for 3 seconds. And there we have it. Well, I'm not 100% sure if I got all of the parts going like they wanted them to, but we certainly did get the candle lit for 3 seconds. So a win is a win. And you know me, folks. I'll take a V when I can get it. So, alright, well, normally I would just hit next puzzle. But let's go back to the more puzzles section, because as we now know, here's our completed candle conundrum puzzle. And we have a couple that are already completed now from our previous videos. So let's try the number 2 page here. And looks like we all have to go all the way over to Rescue Lantern before we find one that has not been solved. And then for a little while here, looks like we can use the next puzzle button all the way maybe till the next, for the rest of the, looks like for the rest of the section here. Which is very, very quite interesting. So, okay. Well, it looks like they just had, let me just go back and make sure we have all of these completed here in the I Like a Challenge section. So I guess Rescue Lantern is next up, guys. So here we go. Waldo is stuck down in this ice cave. Send the lantern off the top of the screen so someone will come rescue him. Alright. Well, here's our buddy Waldo here. And what are we supposed to do now? Send the lantern off the top of the screen. Okay. Well, obviously, one of the things that's going to have to happen in order for that to happen is this brick wall is going to have to get exploded. Maybe these bombs are going to have to get ignited for that to happen. But you know what I always say, let's see what the moving piece is. And it looks like all we have to work with is a falling baseball to the left-hand side. So what will that do for us exactly? We don't seem to have any gravity reversers or anything like that. So what can we utilize from a falling baseball? Well, I don't really know just yet, but one of the things I know that we can utilize, of course, is the flashlight. And what will this flashlight do for us necessarily? Or the other thing, actually, why don't we kind of take a back burner on that just for 1 second? Because obviously, if we set up this thing, this will switch. Will make the baseball hit the switch and turn on this red laser. So why don't we try something like that? Oh boy. Well, I don't know if that's necessarily the intended outcome, to have it switch on and off constantly like that, but one of the things that we do at least get is a red laser. So we'll get a red laser, and somehow we want it to be yellow. So perhaps we can also use... no, actually, I guess not. Okay, well, what's going on here now exactly? What's going on here now exactly? We're gonna need at least the red and green laser to get mixed up at some point. Okay, there we go. But at what point, I suppose, is the next question to ask. At what point? And why don't we just put the rope on this lantern? That's usually, well, I don't know if that's what we need to do, actually. So let's just take a second look at this green laser. Now, how on earth are we going to get this green laser to do anything interesting? How many more of these? We have 2 more mirrors. Okay, 2 more mirrors. But what can we do with those mirrors? I'm not sure, actually, what we can do with them. Can we kind of get something going like this? Okay, well that'll actually get the 2 beams going in that direction. Can we then... No, I don't think we can. We would need at least 1 more mirror to kind of go around this section here. So, well, hold on now. Hold on just a moment now. I really do feel as if we need to get, really need to get these 2 laser beams somehow mixed down there, but how? But how? I'm not quite grasping it at the moment. Not at the moment here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see. If we put 1 there, we need 1 there. Still gonna need to get it to go... Wait, well maybe... Geez, I'm perplexed. Let's just play around with these mirrors for half a second here. And keep going too far. Let's see, what will happen... Okay, well the mirror's not doing anything in that situation. Or it's sending the beams exactly back the same way they came. So that's not necessarily what we're interested in. And no, I still don't see how that's going to do us any justice here. So I'm a little stuck. So why don't we at least try to hook up a couple other things here? There's obviously some other things that we're going to need to have happen. But how is this going to get powered is one of the questions I have. I'm really not sure. I don't know what there is to power this. Well, actually, I take that back. If we get this going, that should at least power the windmill. So maybe, just maybe, we can get a little bit of a pulley going. Let's get this out of the way. Just kind of try to think of some other things here to get this all accomplished. I'm still not sure how we're gonna get the paper lantern lit. Well, I'm still not sure of a couple things, to be quite honest. Okay, this is actually a bit of a doozy. So we have a bunch of pipe that we're not sure what to do with also. Well, I think maybe we need to only turn on this switch one time. So what if... Okay, so if we get some pipage going here, we'll at least be able to have the switch turn on one time, and only one time. Let's get this mirror out of the way. And then I think at least the baseball should probably come over this way and hopefully hit the flashlight, which will hopefully light the paper lantern, which will hopefully get this all going. So why don't we just see what we got here for ourselves? Hopefully this baseball will... Well, I was hoping that the baseball would... okay. Well, hold on a sec. Looks like we can give it a bit of a slope. Is that true? Looks like we can give it a bit of a slope. In which case... Let's see what happens here. Alright. Well, maybe we don't need the other corner pipe. Okay. There goes the paper lantern. Okay. Well, what did that do for us? Maybe we need to turn this around, because I think these bombs are eventually going to have to get something going. So let's try that one more time. Huh. No, that didn't actually quite matter, did it? That actually did not quite matter. So, okay. Well, we have a portion of this all going the way we think it should. Only a portion, though. Only a portion. Well, hold on. Maybe we can get this lighter to light up these bombs as this little piece of wood gets pulled in the other direction. Let's try it. There we go, and there's 2 bombs gone. Very good. So that at least takes care of that. So, okay. And what is the condition again? Send the lantern. So this might not even necessarily need to turn on. This little cat food thing will make our buddy walk in this direction. But how necessary is it? It's probably necessary. But I'm just not sure why or how just yet. Just not yet. So let's see. We already kind of got rid of our corner pipe. Where does that baseball go? Because we're going to need to cut this rope eventually also. Okay, well the baseball doesn't go anywhere too important here, it doesn't look like. So I think what's probably going to happen is we're probably going to have to get... Will the cat trigger the scissors? Is one of the questions I have. Will the cat trigger the scissors? But we still have to make him go forward. But this is a very interesting scenario because both of these lasers cannot go through this little gap. They just cannot. So maybe they don't need to go through the mixer. Maybe it does not need to go through the mixer, but if that is the case, we still need to get a couple other things done here, like this, these mirrors. These mirrors. This is a challenging thing here, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a bit of a challenge, trying to get this laser to behave in the way I want it to. Maybe something like this, but then it'll hit the... Yeah, okay. So, we still have one portion of the puzzle to solve, but what could it be? What could it be? Tilt the pipe, of course, that will do the dirty work for us as far as the flashlight goes. That's really the only falling object. And I guess if you really wanted to, you could put this corner piece somewhere in the vicinity, and maybe that would do the trick. Yeah, pretty much. So that does all that, and we're basically right back to where we were. Except that the lighter was not in place for the bombs. Okay. So, here I think is Here, I think, lies the solution that I was not able to grasp until probably right now. And I don't have the full solution in my mind, but I'm pretty darn sure that things will be a little better now. Let's see. I'm pretty darn sure, because now we have the amount of mirrors that are necessary to get the 2 beams into the mixer. I was thinking we needed more mirrors to get the green laser around this bend here. Little did I not see the first time around that all we needed to do was something like this. And I really do think once we get all this situated that we'll probably be in good shape. Let's see. Yep, I think this is probably the end, and oh no. Uh-oh. Okay. Well, we need to buy ourselves a little bit of time. Our buddy the cat hit the rope, or hit the scissors, which cut the rope right here, which made the lantern get exploded by the bomb. So let's just move the... Hopefully he'll be able to walk through the rope and rope pulley. Let's see. That should buy us enough time. And, okay, here we go. Perfect, perfect, no pun intended. And there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Very enjoyable puzzle once I got my mind wrapped in the other direction as far as that green laser went. And I think we're going to call it here, folks. It's only been 2 puzzles, but we also had a little bit of an update to go over. So I'm glad to be back solving puzzles. It's been a lot of fun, and I'm ecstatic that they've been updating. I think someone on the forum I was reading said they've updated twice in 3 months, and I've only bought the game once, so they're really going at it. They're making a great product, a great game, and they're expanding upon their ideas, and they're making quite the little successful thing that they have for themselves going on here. So I couldn't be happier for them. I couldn't be happier for me, and I couldn't be happier for you guys, that may be enjoying these puzzles as well. So, with that all said, this has been Bobby G. Thanks for watching.